I'm in Hartsdale, New York, and I'm here at the Ferncliff Cemetery, and I came here specifically to find the victim's grave, the person that we're going to be talking about in this story. But the office staff looked up his name and they couldn't locate him, and so they said, we're not sure, like, it shows him being buried here online, but he's not. So this story though was so unique and so bizarre that I feel like I have to tell you guys this story, even if I can't show you his grave, and even if I can't show you where he was murdered at, because there's not much information on exactly where he was murdered. So the best I can do is just tell you the story. And while we walk through the cemetery here, it's one of those stories you're not going to want to miss. So let's get into it. So this story is all about a man by the name of Michael Malloy. Now, Michael was born in 1873 in Ireland, and he eventually immigrated to the United States here in New York. Michael's so-called friends, or more like acquaintances, I'm guessing, attempted to kill him dozens of times. They started trying to kill him in January of 1933 while Michael was unemployed, homeless, and an alcoholic. Michael's acquaintances were Tony Marino, Joseph Murphy, Francis Pasqua, Hershey Green, and Daniel Kreisberg. So all the acquaintances plotted to kill Michael, but their goal, of course, was to collect on Michael's life insurance. And somehow, with the aid of a corrupt insurance agent, they were able to set up an insurance policy under the name Nicholas Malloy. And the acquaintances stood to gain over $3,500, which, if you put that in today's money, that would be around $73,000. However, the insurance policy specifically states that Michael would have to die accidentally. That was the only way they would get their money, is if he died an accidental death. Now, one of the five acquaintances, Marino, he actually owned a speakeasy, and he gave Michael an unlimited credit. Again, the goal was, they thought, well, let's just let him buy as many drinks as he wants, and that way he'll eventually die from drinking too much. And even though Michael did just that, he did drink nearly every day, all day, it didn't kill him. Then Marino thought, let's put antifreeze in his liquor, and that way he'll drink antifreeze, and maybe that will kill him. However, Michael drank the antifreeze laced alcohol, but that didn't kill him either. Now, I will say that the more and more that this went on, the more crazier attempts were made to kill him. Now, a possible explanation on why the antifreeze didn't work was the fact that ethanol blocks absorption of ethylene glycol in the liver, and essentially is used as an antidote for antifreeze poisoning. So I guess the alcohol mixed with antifreeze makes it so the antifreeze doesn't work. They next used turpentine, but that didn't work. So they switched to horse liniment, and then finally rat poison. So they mixed up several of those deadly poisons together, but those mixtures failed. It didn't kill him. So Marino next decided, let's use wood alcohol with his normal shots of liquor. Now, the wood alcohol did not work, as presumably the normal liquor once again helped negate the methanol poisoning. Their next idea was, let's give him raw oysters soaked in wood alcohol. And one of the acquaintances named Pasqua said that he saw someone die from eating oysters mixed with whiskey. So he said, hey, let's try this idea. I saw someone die from it once. Let's try this idea. Their next idea was a sandwich of spoiled sardines mixed with poison and carpet tacks. The carpet tacks, the sardines, the poison did not work. So they eventually concluded that maybe let's just not give him anything to digest. Like anything we give him to digest, he doesn't die. The group was worried that the insurance policy would run out and Michael would still be alive. So they kind of switched to a little bit more extreme measures. On an extremely cold night, after Michael had drank a lot and passed out, they carried him to a park. They dumped him in the snow and poured 5 gallons of water on top of him on his bare chest. However, maybe by the grace of God, who knows, Michael survived, as police, I guess, were in the area and found his body, and they took him to a homeless shelter where they gave him more clothes, and he made it out alive. They tried to one-up that scenario by attempting to run Michael over. So they got one of the perpetrator's taxis, and driving at 45 miles an hour, they ran Michael over with the taxi. However, Michael survived again. I can't believe, I really can't believe this is true. Like, this is something for the history books. He did survive, but he was in the hospital for several weeks with broken bones. So I'm sure at this point, after literally dozens of attempts to kill him, I'm surprised they even tried again. Like, I would have figured they would have given up by now. However, finally, on February 23rd, 1933, this last attempt finally worked. After Michael had passed out for the night, the perpetrators took Michael to the basement of their house. They put a hose in his mouth that was connected to a coal gas jet, and they turned it on. And this finally killed Michael after about an hour. He was pronounced dead of pneumonia and quickly buried. Now, police had Michael's body exhumed and forensically examined. The 5 men were put on trial and convicted. One of the members was sentenced to life in prison, and the other 4 members were sentenced to death. 3 of them were executed June 7th, 1934, and the last one, Murphy, less than 1 month later, July 5th, 1934. Now, I think now you understand why I wanted to tell you guys this story, because again, it's mind-boggling. My mind is blown. I still am trying to wrap my mind around everything and figure out, like, did Michael have no clue that his so-called acquaintances or friends were trying to kill him all those different times? Like, did he just assume, oh, I just have really bad luck? But like, when he suspect, like, whenever I'm hanging around these 5 guys, something terrible happens to me. Like, I don't know, it's just bizarre that he supposedly had no idea that he was trying to get killed by his friends. I mean, it's amazing. Now, again, I wish I could have filmed his grave for you guys to kind of complete the story, but I mean, there's only so much you can do when the cemetery literally can't find his grave. So who knows, maybe online is never perfect, findagrave.com is never perfect. So either way, rest in peace to Michael Malloy. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna head out of here. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching.